I've started the NCAA research for the year, and I was kind of trying to look at a team that could potentially be this year's TCU, and I was seeing if you had any thoughts on that. I was like maybe like a North Carolina, teams that are returning a ton of starters, a ton of All-Americans, Kansas, Washington, teams like that. You think there could be another TCU this year?
There's always a team that kind of comes out of nowhere. Let's face it, with college football, I really feel like this year in 2023 is a bit of it's almost like I don't want to call it a lame duck year, but
Whoa, because West Virginia's going to Penn State. West Virginia's going to Penn State.
And we're going to
win, and then we're going to Duquesne, and we're winning, and we're winning, and then everybody else that's really good at football that we got left on the schedule, winning. Mm-hmm. Is that what you're trying to – this is what Ohio people do. You hear this? Ohio people trying to diminish what West Virginia's about to accomplish by saying what they're about to accomplish? Now, if we lose by 50 against Penn State.
Did West Virginia come out of my mouth?
No, but what happened was, you see, what we think is going to happen for West Virginia.
Can we pop up the schedule for us?
Yeah, Herbie, look at West Virginia's set to go on a national championship run.
For sure.
Win.
Win.
Wait.
L.
Oh, Duquesne.
Tell him, Herbie.
Duquesne.
Tell him, Herbie.
Duquesne.
L.
Win.
L.
Win.
What?
Win.
Well, yeah.
L.
Win.
L.
Win.
Oh.
L.
Whoa! Is he on? He's not on there. It's skipping. He's still on there? Are you still on there? I think we're skipping. They're skipping what you're saying. Is the audio okay?
2 and 10, Herbie.
Bro.
2?
As much as you want to bet.
How many games are we going to win, Herbie?
If you get over 6, I'll give you anything you want. You get over 6.
All right, that house. Yeah, the house.
All right, we know we can't.
I'm not putting mine up. But.
All right, go to the next one. We ain't going to win that one.
Penn State, W. Duquesne, W. Pitt, W. Texas Tech, W.
Can we get some more Duquesne? We need more Duquesne.
What is this guy doing?
Well, why don't we look at the chamber?
All right, let's dive into it. Let's talk about, before you disrespected a season in which West Virginia is going to win, and we had to stop you. For that whole thing. The lame duck thing is fascinating because all eyes, we did it last year. What's the playoff going to look like in 2 years from now? We did that last year. We were looking at it. And all of us, I think, while we're sitting on the set and we go to commercial break and we're walking back to the other one, it was like, that would be awesome. Like, if that was happening right now, that would be awesome if that was to take place. We're going to have to do that for another year, seemingly. So that's what you mean by, like, all eyes are pretty much on next year, even though there's some – is Kirby? Is his legacy?
Yeah.
Nick Saban bounce. There's a lot of storylines, but it does feel like next year's playoffs are going to be the big topic throughout the entire season. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, everybody's bracing for the 12-team playoff, which is cool and gets a lot of excitement. But I think what people are underestimating is how much more movement there's going to be in the realignment. I feel like the Big Ten and the SEC, who are the big pillars in this whole thing, I just feel like, I don't know when it's going to happen, but they're not staying at 16. They're going to go to at least 20. And so who's going where, right? Where's North Carolina going? Where's Oregon going? Where's Washington going? Where's Clemson going to end up? Where's Florida State going to go? Where's Miami? Like, there's just so much to me that's fascinating that I'm sure it won't happen. Maybe it will during the season, but I'm guessing it happens after this year. So when I say lame duck year, I get excited about West Virginia Duquesne. Like, I can watch that game and be very, very excited. But let alone
another example, please, another example so people understand what you're saying.
Yeah, bro, I love any sport. I love any game in college football, but
some of them are tough.
I just think that this is going to be a fascinating time as we sit here and talk next June, getting ready for the 24 season. How many teams are going to be in the SEC? How many teams are going to be in the Big Ten? What's left of the ACC? What's left? Is the Big 12 taking the Pac-12? Is the Pac-12 now the Mountain West? What's left of it? So we're going to have so many more answers that I find it interesting. It makes us all look to 24. So that's what I mean when I say lame duck. It's not just that, we're going to 12 teams for the playoff. It's a lot more than that.
Got it.
And that we'll see. But this is still going to be a fucking great year in college football. Every year is a great year in college football.
I agree. And I think last year, whenever I got to experience it, and I've said this numerous times, getting to experience it through your guys' show is like, I felt like I got to experience college football like in a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
every town.
I was actually in a movie. You're like, hey, here's the greatest college football season that you could potentially have. You're going to be there. You're going to see everything. You're going to get to talk about everything. You're going to meet everybody that's in it. Like, incredibly thankful to be a part of the program that you and many others over there have built up to the institution that it is. But those storylines that start creeping in, like you said, team coming out of nowhere, TCU coming out of nowhere was insane. First year as a head coach. And now the storyline, seemingly the big one takeaway is like, is Kirby Smart, John Cena to The Rock, Nick Saban? Is your time is up, my time is now? Is that a whole part of this entire conversation? Like Saban's not going to go.
You got to be a step ahead of everything in this world, right? Be really careful of listening to. David Pollack said it's a new. That's right when Alabama comes back and just throws their trump card down and whips everyone's. I haven't even really dug in. I'm already leaning to Alabama to win the national championship. just when you fucking say Nick's done, Alabama's done, Kirby's goodbye, here comes Alabama. They're going to win it all. So if I'm betting right now, I don't even know what it says in Vegas. I'm betting Alabama to win the national championship. I would say at this point, it's guaranteed. We'll see with injuries and what happens, but do not sleep on Bama.
Go ahead.
Georgia's the favorite, and then Ohio State and Bama have the exact same odds at number 2.
I love that you, though, sitting at the end of the table. Oh, poor old Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah. That is a Herbie specialty. Whenever we're making the picks, it's always like, poor old Kentucky, huh?
Well, gee whiz. I don't know what Alabama's going to do. But to answer your question, Tone, I would say you're on it with Washington because they come out of the Pac-12. I like that one. Carolina's going to get a lot of hype because of the Drake May kid, and he's a great player. I would throw those two in there. Penn State, I know they got to play West Virginia, which is going to be a terrifying game for them. But I
the season in a hole. Sorry about it.
Sorry, bud.
I like Penn State.
Okay.
And if I were going to throw a crazy holy shit team out there, I would say Illinois out of the Big Ten.
Wow.
With Brett Bielema.
Hey, they play 1980s Cardinals football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They do.
They play old school.